Dear learners, welcome to our MOOCs on Early Childhood Care and Education, and today we are going to discuss the Module 5 and Unit 1, that is Pedagogy in Early Childhood Education. So what actually we are going to learn in this part of our video? So this presentation will explore key principles and practices for effective pedagogy in early childhood education. So first we must know what is the meaning of pedagogy. So we must know the terminology, what the pedagogy actually means in early childhood care and education. So it is the art and science of teaching and learning. In early childhood care and education, pedagogy focuses on supporting young children's development and fostering their natural curiosity. So these are the methods, these are the techniques, these are the principles which are going to be adopted or which are adopted in early childhood care and education, through which the child's all-round development takes place. Next comes the principles of effective pedagogy in early childhood. So what are the principles, what are the methods, what are the techniques that are going to be used as a pedagogy in early childhood education? So first is play-based learning. Here, learning should be engaged and funful. It should be engaging in the sense that the children should be provided with the environment of play. They will explore, they will experiment their learning through the play methods, through the playway things, the gifts and occupations which were given by Froebel for early childhood education. So that's the things they will adopt in playway-based learning. Next is child-centered approach. One of the pedagogy which is included in early childhood education is child-centered approach. So what is the child-centered approach? The child, you can see from this both pictures reflects that child is in the center and whole education system is around the child. So children are, we all know all children are unique. They have different learning style. They have different intellectual habits. So the learning approach should be made in such a way that they adapt themselves through different techniques of learning. So here in early childhood education, the foundation, in the foundational level, so child is put in the center and all the educational processes in the different parts of in different areas of the child. So always focus is given on the child's development. So the children here unique individual with diverse needs and learning styles. So educators should adapt their practice to meet each children individual development. That is the child-centered approach. Next is collaborative learning. In early childhood, the children always learn through different styles. Like if teachers want to say something, they learn with their peers, they learn with their community people, they learn with their family. So there are different members in their learning process. So it is actually a collaborative learning. So children learn from each other and from also adults. So this is the foundational stage where they learn all the good and the bad things. So everything they learn it from their environment. So this is nothing but the collaborative learning. So collaborative learning creates a sense of community and encourages social skills among the children in the early childhood stage. Next is principles of effective pedagogy. In principles, one is the holistic development. So early childhood education, the pedagogy of early childhood education actually involves the holistic development. It aims in the development of the child. You can see in the picture, in the diagram it is given here. So the holistic development includes physical, spiritual, moral, emotional, social, intellectual, all the things included. That is the cognitive, social, emotional, physical. The whole development of the child is taken as a holistic well-being. So one of the principles, effective pedagogy of the early childhood education is the holistic development. Now, how this pedagogy can be implemented in early childhood settings? Because we know the principles, we know the techniques, we know the methods, how to adopt it, how we can implement it. These are the 4 stages. These are the 4 things through which we can implement the pedagogy of early childhood education. So first is the assessment. So ongoing assessment helps educators understand each child's progress and adjust their teaching strategies. One is assessment, second is the curriculum development. So curriculum should be designed in such a way where the pedagogy can be included in such a way that the full holistic development can be taken place. So curriculum should be designed to align with the principles of effective pedagogy and meet the specific needs of the children in the program. The third is the professional development. How we can implement it? By the professional development. So early childhood educators need ongoing professional development to stay up to date on the latest research and best practices. And last but not the least is implementing the pedagogy through community partnership. So partnership with families and the communities can enhance the learning process or the learning experiences of the child, and it will help in the holistic development of the children. So these are the 4 stages or the implementation plan, we can say, through which the pedagogy can be implemented in early childhood care and education. Now comes in our mind that why we need to know the pedagogy. Why pedagogy is important for us. So the importance of pedagogy in early childhood care and education we can come to know through this point. So pedagogy is the art and science of teaching, and it is a vital foundation in early childhood care and education. So guiding educators in creating nurturing and stimulating learning environment, pedagogy is important. So effective pedagogy fosters holistic development, nurturing a child's physical, cognitive, social and emotional growth. So here in this point we just came to know what is the need, what is the importance of pedagogy in early childhood care and education. Now, understanding the importance of pedagogy. We are talking about pedagogy. We have understood the meaning of pedagogy. We have also seen how we can implement the pedagogy through different steps. Now, we need to understand the importance of pedagogy for the early childhood care and education. So, for why we need the pedagogy? For foundation for learning. So, pedagogy provides a framework for guiding children's development and learning, creating a positive and supportive environment. So, to know the foundation for learning, we need to understand the pedagogy. So, and meeting diverse needs. So, meeting diverse needs of a child, we must understand the importance of pedagogy. So how to meet in different diverse needs? Like effective pedagogy considers the unique development stages and learning styles of each child, fostering individual growth. So through this we can understand the diverse needs of child, and there lies the importance of pedagogy. Now, what are the principles of developmentally appropriate practice? What are the principles in simple language, if we want to say? What are the principles that we can adopt for early childhood care and education? So, first is what we have to see, the age. Age appropriateness. So, activities and curriculums are tailored to be specific developmental stage and capabilities of children. So whatever curriculum we prepared in early childhood education, we must see the age group. Through age group, we should prepare the curriculum. We should prepare the curriculum and tailored in such a way that it helps in the developmental process of the children. Next is the individual difference. We all know the children's which we get in a foundational stage are not equal. All are not fast learner, all are not slow learner. There are different categories of learners. There are different individual differences we get in the foundational stage of learning. So this is the stage where we should develop children as per their need. So we must see the individual differences, and this is one of the important principle of early childhood care and education. So in individual differences, what we must recognize, recognizing the unique strengths and needs of each children, providing personalized support and engagement. Again, another principle is learning through play. So play, we have already mentioned earlier, play is one of the important methods, one of the important techniques which should be adopted in the early foundational stage, because this is the stage where children learn through play. So play is a fundamental component of early childhood education, fostering creativity, problem solving and social skills. Now, play-based learning and exploration. What they will learn through play learning, play-based learning. So first, they will able to solve their problem through play-based learning. They will also have language development, and they will also have development of their social skills. So how they will have problem solving attitude? How they will develop? By play encourages children to think critically, experiment and find solutions to challenges. Take a small example of building blocks. So building different blocks will help to use their mind, will help to use their creativity, will help to use their motor skills, their hands, their mind, their eyes. So they will also help to develop, they will also develop thinking critically. So they will think critically and they will able to solve problem. So these are some of the small examples which can be included in a play-based learning. Next, they will also have language development. So play provides opportunity for children to practice communication and build vocabulary. When they will play with their peer groups, when they will play with their own age mates, they will talk among themselves. They will discuss among themselves. So this discussion, these talks, this innovation will bring something creative in their mind, and they will also develop language. So it will also build vocabulary and express themselves creatively. Again, they will also develop their social skills. So children learn to cooperate, they will share, they will negotiate and build relation with others through play-based learning and exploration. Again, the pedagogy of early childhood care and education also fosters social emotional development. So how social emotional development takes place? Through these 3 steps. You can see here, one is building relationship. So creating a strong sense of community and belonging where children feel safe and supported. They will build relationship through this implementation of pedagogy. Then they will also have emotional literacy, helping children understand and express their emotions in healthy ways, fostering self-regulation. Empathy and kindness. This is also one of the ways to foster social and emotional development. So it encourages children to develop empathy and understanding for others, fostering positive social interactions. So these are the 3 important steps which will help in socio-emotional development of a child in the foundational stage, that is in the early childhood educational stage. Now, the early childhood educational stage, in the pedagogy of early childhood educational stage, also promotes creating inclusive learning environment. And how this inclusive learning environment can be created? Through these 3 means: accessibility, respectful interactions, and diverse perspectives. So what is accessibility? So ensuring all children have equal access to learning opportunities regardless of their abilities or needs. So this is the accessibility of creating inclusive learning in early childhood care and education. Again, the respectful interactions, creating a culture of respect and acceptance where all children feel valued and included. So this will help to build an inclusive learning environment in early childhood care and education, that is in the foundational stage of learning. The third is the diverse perspective. So celebrating and incorporating different backgrounds, cultures and experiences into the curriculum will have the diverse perspective, and this will also create inclusive learning environment in early childhood care and education. The most important thing in this era is integrating technology, the digital literacy. So children at this stage should build the integration, should have the digital literacy. They should create the digital literacy at this stage. So how this digital literacy and integrating technology can take place? Through these 3 steps, like age appropriate tools, selecting technology that is engaging and developmentally appropriate for young learners. Next is digital literacy skills. So teaching children how to use technology safely and effectively, fostering critical thinking and problem solving. Third is the creative exploration, using technology to enhance learning through interactive games, simulations and creative projects. So these are the 3 steps through which integrating technology and building digital literacy can take place in the early childhood care and education, which is also one of the pedagogy of ECE, early childhood education. Now, assessing and documenting children's learning. We all know by implementing pedagogy, the children will learn, but how they learn, whether their learning is fruitful or not, how we will come to know? Through assessing and documenting children's learning. So first is ongoing observation. So how? Regularly monitoring and recording children's development and learning through observation, documentation and assessment. Ongoing observation is one of the steps through which we will come to know whether the child is learning in a proper way or not. Again, the portfolio assessment is also an important step. So collecting and showcasing children's work and demonstrating their progress and growth over time. So portfolio assessment is also one of the important steps to see the child's growth and development by implementing the pedagogy in early childhood care and education. Third is the collaborative approach. So working with families and colleagues to create a comprehensive understanding of children's learning. So this is also important to check the growth of the child. That is ongoing observation, portfolio assessment and collaborative approach. These are the 3 steps through which we can assess and document children learning in early childhood educational stage. Now, partnering with families and communities. How we can partner to develop early childhood care and education by these 3 steps. One is open communication. So creating a welcoming and supportive environment for families to communicate and participate in their children's education. So open communication is very important in early childhood care and education. Next is home and school connection. This is also one of the important steps for partnering with families and communities. Building bridges between home and school by sharing information, activities and resources by the teachers to the parents and from the parents to the teachers. So this will also help to see the growth and development of children in the early childhood stage. Another is the third but not the least is the community engagement. Involving community members and organizing in the learning process, providing enriching experiences is also important to build up the relationship between the families and the communities and that of the parents and the teachers also. So these are the important steps through which there will be a partnership with families and communities, which is very important for the development of a child in the early childhood stage. See, we have through detailed discussion of the pedagogy, we came to know there is a development of child right from the beginning when they entered in the school. They also get development in home. They also get profit from the communities also. Now, what this early childhood care and education will help in the continuous professional development for educators. How this early childhood education will also help not only the children but also the educators. These are the three things through which they can get the continuous professional. The teachers will have a professional development in their life. Like stay updated. So continuing to learn and grow as educators by going to the workshops, conference and engaging professional learning communities. So this, by being an updated teacher, they will also have a continuous professional development in early childhood educational system. They will also have to have a way for reflect and adapt. So reflecting on practices and adapting the new practices in the education system will help the continuous professional development for each teachers in the early foundational stage to teach the young children in the early childhood stage. And third is collaborate and share. So building relationship with the education and sharing best practices among the communities, among the teachers fraternity, among the community people, among the family members is a part of the continuous professional development of educators who are involved in teaching children in the early foundational stage of their life. So after going through this video, you can also have a look over this video which will give an overview of how this early childhood education had originated. So this is a short animated video which will help to know how the origin of the early childhood education takes place. So after going through the PPT or the presentation of my part, you can also go through this video which will give a small gist of how the origination of the early childhood care and education takes place.
In 1838, the German educator Friedrich Froebel laid the foundations of modern education when he opened the Play and Activity Institute. Froebel soon called his institute a kindergarten, reflecting his belief that young children should be nurtured and nourished like plants in a garden. Froebel, who studied under the Swiss educator Johann Pestalozzi, established the idea that games and playing are typical and essential forms of life. Activities in the kindergarten included singing, dancing, gardening, and self-directed play. Quality time spent like this was a considerable improvement to the life of many children, given that the alternative was often to help parents with work. He also introduced the concept of freie Arbeit, which can be translated into free work. During set periods of time, children were allowed to work on things by themselves. Where many adults saw pointless play, Froebel saw important learning taking place. While practicing their concentration skills and resilience, the children also learned about engineering, logic, and physics. To help facilitate this process, he developed a set of educational toys known as Froebel Gifts. The set contained 20 objects, such as balls, blocks, and sticks. Froebel carefully designed the toys to help the children in his kindergarten recognize and appreciate common patterns and forms found in nature. His innovative ideas soon found appeal, and many young educators came to learn from Froebel and to see the immense potential displayed by children at his institute. Later, many of Froebel's students opened their own kindergarten, and Germany experienced a rapid growth in the numbers of early childhood centers. Then, something bad happened. After suppressing the German revolutions of 1848 to 49, the Prussian government started a crackdown on new democratic ideas, and women were forbidden from being politically active. The fact that some were operating a kindergarten all by themselves was seen as problematic. And so it didn't take long for the government to label Froebel's kindergarten ideas as dangerous to both the state and church. Soon, all schools that followed Froebel's principles were banned. For Froebel, who saw his life's work destroyed and the future of all the children disrupted, this was a terrible blow. He died in dismay just a year later. But the ban caused a diaspora of kindergarteners who could no longer work in Germany, spreading Froebel's ideas all over the world. One of Froebel's students founded the first kindergarten in the United States in 1856. But the story didn't end there. Exactly 20 years later, a young woman named Anna Lloyd-Jones stumbled upon a set of Froebel's gifts at a visit to the first World's Fair in the United States. Anna, a teacher by training, was so excited by the wooden toys that she bought a set for her 9-year-old son. Little Frank loved the toys his mother brought home and began building all kinds of geometrical structures, first with the wooden toys, later in miniatures and with other materials. Without formal training, Frank Lloyd Wright became one of the world's most renowned architects, responsible for some of the most iconic buildings in modern architecture, many of which resemble Froebel's toy blocks. Germany lifted its ban on kindergartens in 1860, realizing that it was a terrible mistake. And while Froebel wasn't around anymore to witness the rebirth of his ideas in his homeland, they continued to spread around the world and became an inspiration for Maria Montessori, Rudolf Steiner, and many others who set out to innovate formal education. Froebel once said that play is the highest expression of human development in childhood, for it alone is the free expression of what is in a child's soul. Frank Lloyd Wright described the influence of such play on his approach to design as follows. For several years, I sat at the little kindergarten tabletop and played with the cube, the sphere, and the triangle. These smooth wooden maple blocks, all are in my fingers to this day. How was your experience with play and learning when you were young? Did you go to kindergarten? And what are your thoughts on play as a medium for growth and development? Share your thoughts. To download this video without background music or to learn more about the topic, visit sproutschools.com.
So after going all the points, so what we have to have a recapitulation of our discussion. So what we have learned in this entire presentation is the meaning of pedagogy we have understood. So here we have also discussed the questions which may come to your mind, like what are the principles we have discussed here, like play-based learning, like child-centered approach, like collaborative learning, holistic development. These are all the principles we have discussed here in the early childhood education. Again, there comes the steps. How not only knowing the pedagogy, but how we can implement it. So we can implement it through these 4 points like assessment, curriculum development, professional development, and community partnership. Then again, we have also come to know about the importance of pedagogy in early childhood education and how this why we must understand the importance of pedagogy, because it will help in the foundation for learning and also meeting diverse needs of children. Then again, we came to know about the principles of the appropriate practice of this pedagogy and how to apply this pedagogy in the field of learning. So what are the principles we have learned here? The age appropriateness, individual differences, and learning through play. We have also discussed on the play-based learning and exploration and how to foster social and emotional development. We have also pointed out the ways of inclusive environment, how to create inclusive environment in the early childhood stage. Then how to integrate technology and make the children digitally literate. We have also highlighted some points in this regard. Not only highlighting the points, not only discussing how to integrate the pedagogy, but we have also pointed out some points through which we can assess and document the children learning process. And these are the 3 points: the ongoing observation, portfolio assessment, and collaborative approach. We have also highlighted the points on partnering with families and communities. And last but not the least, we have also discussed the ways of continuous professional development for educators through early childhood care and education. This is the overall gist of our presentation, the first video, that is the pedagogy of early childhood care and education. And this here we are going to end of this video. Thank you.